Hey YouTube, it's Jacob here and we're bringing you another one. So I was supposed to go live yesterday because I saw this movie yesterday and my camera was just giving me all different type of issues. I got two batteries. This battery literally died completely. And then this one wasn't charged. So it was just like, what's going on? So I ordered more batteries. Don't even worry about it. But I saw Across the SpiderVerse. I need to go see that movie again. It was phenomenal. Okay, it was phenomenal. Actually, they gave me this poster when I went to the theater. I'm not putting it up because I only put my art up, but I wanted to show you guys. Is that not a super cool post? That is so cool. I don't think it serves justice to how good the movie is because it's not that cool of a poster. But anyway, it's cool that I got a free poster when I went to the movie theater. I don't know if it's because... Okay. Okay. All right. I don't know if it's because I went early, because I went yesterday and the movie comes out or came out today. Not quite sure exactly why. But hey, that was a free poster and I was surprised about that. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, this movie is absolutely. Here's the thing. You know, the first movie was phenomenal. And I remember when I seen the first movie, I felt like wow, like a black Spider-Man. Yeah, like I went to the movies twice in the same day to see that movie. That's how touched I was by it. I did not do that this time because I ain't got time for all that. But this movie was really good. But before we get started with everything, definitely go ahead and check out my Patreon. I want you to go ahead, look in the description down below, check out the Patreon. Whichever tier you get, we're going to be giving out digital packs every month. We're going to be doing tutorials. If you want to see tutorials, early access to them, definitely go ahead and check out the Patreon. It's not set up yet. Like, it's there, but it doesn't say the information that you need. But if you want to join a little earlier, go on ahead and do so. Definitely check that out for sure. Okay, and if you have not already, don't forget to like, subscribe, push that notification button because we're going to keep bringing this stuff to you. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. Okay, so let me bring this down. So, you know, I like to go, here's my little list right here. And a thing I'm going to add to this list that's not here now, but we'll talk about it, is what didn't I like? Because I found myself being a little bit too positive because y'all really was trying to eat me up on The Little Mermaid. I really enjoyed the movie, but I also felt like maybe I was blinded by the things I wanted to see instead of really seeing the things that maybe wasn't that great. So next time I'm going to add a category of what didn't I like. So no matter what, I have to find something because nothing's perfect. That means there's something in there that maybe is a flaw or maybe just not to my liking or whatever the case may be. Even if it's a 10 out of 10. I think this movie's a 10 out of 10, but there's certain things I just didn't like. You know what I mean? So we'll talk about it. I didn't add it here, but next time you'll see it here on the list. Okay? Now, the vibes. Usually, I know exactly what the vibes are. My brain could not collect a vibe for this movie, and that is a good sign. Because there's nothing wrong with a vibe. Because here's the thing. We've created so many things, so many movies. They're going to start connecting. They're going to start feeling like each other. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the nature of how life is. But the fact that I couldn't grasp. I mean, there's some little, maybe it's like this, but not enough to be like, oh, it's just like this movie. Or it reminds me of this movie. It's so unique that I was like, I don't know the vibes in the sense of comparing it to another movie. Now, we're talking about vibes like the way it feels, which is not what this vibe means. Oh, I can give you all that. But in the sense of, does it feel like something else we've already seen before in a sense of vibes? Not really. Like, I could only think about the first movie, and that's a good sign. Okay? So, should you see this in the movie theaters? Yes. And I did see it in IMAX. Because I'm trying to see anything that's supposed to be in IMAX, I'm trying to see it in IMAX this year. That's my goal with any movie that if it's prepared for IMAX, I'm going to go see it in my IMAX. I'm not going to see anything in 3D. Just don't even look for it because I can't. But, yes, go see this movie theater. You know, it's funny because last week felt like a girl week and this feels like a boy week because last week was Little Mermaid. So it's like all this girl power, all this girl. But Spider-Man was so boy power feeling, like it's so boy, right? I love it. But the thing is, I don't know if it's the time of day or just, I don't know if people cared that much about Little Mermaid, because when I went to the theater, it wasn't that many people in there. This was the earliest time that you could have possibly went yesterday, which was 2:00, which is not early, but I'm saying that was the earliest showing that was like available to everyone. It wasn't a packed theater, but it was a lot of people in there, and they were really enjoying it. And it was a lot of guys because it's Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Really loved it. But yes, I would go to see it because there's certain things in this movie that's going to have you like, and everyone's going to react. And to see people like agreeing with you with your feeling is a nice feeling. So that's what's nice about the movie theater. But this is definitely going to be a binge-worthy movie to watch when it hits the streaming. All right. So, do you need to watch the previous movie? No, because it will kind of recap you. It doesn't pull so much from the previous movie where you're like, I'm lost. But I think you should watch the previous movie because it's phenomenal. They won so many awards. It's breathtaking. It's one of a kind. I think that's the thing. That's why it doesn't have a vibe, because we've never seen this art style in animation ever in history. This is the first of its kind. So it's hard to compare it to something else because there's nothing else. There are movies that are coming out that we're going to say, oh, it has a SpiderVerse vibe because Sony created this new style, this new look. But that's why I would say, yeah, go ahead and watch the first one because it was phenomenal. The first one was phenomenal. All right, let's get to the next thing. Let's talk about the cast. And first, let's start with the directors. Now, y'all know how I am about names, okay? And this picture was perfect because they were all together and I didn't have to, do 3 pictures. Okay, so it's actually going from this. Oh, where am I? It's actually going from this way. So this is Justin K. Thomas, Jacqueline Dos Santos. Is this right? And then Kent Powers. No, that's not right. This is Jacqueline Dos. This is Kent Powers because he did Soul. Sorry, I had my little things out of order. Which brings me to what they made. Okay, so Justin did both Spider-Verses, but he also did Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I actually was working in the movie theater when this movie came out years ago when I was in high school. It was like a dream come true because this is the type of movie. This one right here, so silly, wacky, don't make no sense, but it's a food movie. I love it. And then Jaquim, I hope I'm saying his name right, or Hakim. Oh gosh, I'm bad with names. He did Avatar, and then Kemp Powers did Soul. I mean, do you see the combination of movie? So you can't question why this movie is phenomenal. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me do a sound check because y'all know how it be. Okay, I just want to make sure. All right, so that's the directors. Let's move on to some of the cast. Okay. If they do a live action version of this character, I will accept him because he would be phenomenal. But I would also not mind the boy, I forgot the boy name, off of Stranger Things. The black boy, he would be a really good one. He would fit that role so like perfectly. But he could still play it. I mean, he's not super old, right? I think he could play the role very nicely. Okay. Oh, who is it? So that's Miles Morales, played by Shameik Moore. All right, I got that one right. Shameik Moore, phenomenal. You really dive into this character, like you really feel his plight in this movie. The first one, you just feel that feeling of like, oh, I didn't even do it. This is a non-spoiler. Let me just put it right. Oh, that's still a Little Mermaid. This is a non-spoiler review. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil anything. It say it right here right here. Oh gosh, right here. Okay. It's a non-spoiler. Okay. Just want to put that out there. I'm not going to spoil nothing. All right. Back to him. So you really feel his plight in this movie. Whereas in the first movie, it was a lot more like, come on, you could get it. You could do it. You could do it. You feel like you're like, come on, you could do it. You could do it. You could do it. Whereas this one, you already know he could do it. Okay, but do you feel like the struggle? The struggle is struggling. The struggle is real. Okay, it's one of those type of situations. All right, let's go on to the next. Gwen. Gwen, played by Hallie Steinfeld. I hope I said her name right. And we'll talk about it a little bit later. There's an opening sequence with her in her world. I understand why they added it for the story, but I was a little worried for the movie from the beginning. I was like, oh, I hope it does not look like this. The style and colors of her world is nauseating. Like, I can't. So, but as soon as you come out of that world into where Miles is, you're like, oh, I forgot why we like this. It's stunning. But I got a little worried because I almost forgot why we liked it. And I'm like, this wasn't it, was it? So, but the character's fine. She looks a little different in my opinion than the first movie for some reason. But anyway, but it's not bad. She's not bad. Okay. Okay. These are the parents. You have Brian Tyree Henry and then Lauren Velez. I need to learn how to read and spell and count. They are Miles Morales' parents. I love the fact that the mom had much more of a role. Like the first one was about the dad, this one's a little bit more about the mom. The dad is in this movie, but the mom is like the push, and I really like her personality and her, like, she's just very, very Spanish, very like, okay, like I love it. I love that character. Okay. All right. So, then you have Spot, played by Jason Schwartzman. I think I said that right. Very cool character, but he goes from funny, like this guy's a joke, to woo through the movie. So the he really changes drastically. He's very cool. It's a very cool design. He plays the role very well. But wow, what a transformation, this guy. Okay. Then you have Miguel O'Hara, played by Lauren. Oh wait, did I? Oh, I don't have his name correct here. Okay, played by this actor. And his design is cool. His diction is cool, but you don't because okay, we'll talk about it a little bit later when we get to the message. Yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit later. But anyway, very cool character. I mean, the fighting scenes, there's a scene in the metaverse headquarters. I mean, it's so much action going on. Okay. It actually reminds me of Guardians of the Galaxy when they went to the headquarters of the evil guy. It has the same vibe and storytelling in that moment, but I actually like that moment as well. LOL, you and names always making me laugh. Cause y'all know I can't with these names. Like, people's names just be so, like, you know, just make a normal name, okay? So, let's go on over to the Spider Crew. This character right here. I'm like, can y'all hurry up and put some images out so I can draw him? I am drawing this character. Not when he has his mask on. When he takes his mask, the design of this character, I was blown away. Like, that's how cool this character is. So removed. And, this is the best character in the whole freaking thing. He's so removed from this movie. And I'm talking like his personality, his design style, because his design world is like this clip art type of world. And when he's anywhere else, he still brings that clip art look. And he feels so paced on top of everything. But that's perfect because his personality is very, you know, against government, against, you know what I mean? Like, to fight the power. No, I need you to see the fist. Fight the power type of energy. That his art style fits so perfectly his personality. He's the best. I need a spin-off movie of this character. I didn't even say name yet. So this is Spider-Punk, played by Daniel Kaluuya, I think that's right. We all know who he is. Get Out, Black Panther, the guy that traded on him, all that stuff. Okay, fantastic. Oh, and then the movie he just did. What's the movie he just did? Nope. Which was really good because Keke Palmer. So here's the thing. I was shocked about this character because at first I don't like punk rock type of style, so I was kind of like, but then it was like, oh, this character's so thought out. Like, best. This is the top. Dare I say, better than Miles Morales. And Miles Morales is, I mean, you can't get any better than that. But this character's so just. So I'm waiting for them to put out some pictures of when he takes, because the way they did his hair, his everything is just so designed well. I cannot wait to do fan art of this character. The art community is going to fall in love with drawing this guy. I'm sorry. Okay, let me calm down. Let me move on. But I will be drawing him. Okay, now this is my second favorite. This is my second favorite character. So this is Spider-Man, the Spider-Man that's in India, right? Or India, New York world. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And it's played by Karen Sony. Gosh, this is one of those movies where you're like, give me 8 more of these movies. Give me spin-offs. Give me, like, it's so good. And if you give me a spin-off, do not dumb it down. Okay? Art-wise. Okay? Anyway, phenomenal design here. Phenomenal design. The way he moves, his personality, his kidding. I mean, Spider-Man is always very juvenile. Well, not always, as we can see. But overall is very juvenile, upbeat. But to have this, like, Indian world and culture, and it's not that long of a scene, but it's so good of a moment and character and a world. Love that. Still not better than Spider-Man Punk, but it was good. Okay, then you have the Peter B. Parker, right, from the first movie. His role here is not as big. It's played by Jake Johnson. But, and it's not really a spoiler because it's in the trailer, but he has a baby, and the baby's so cute. It ain't Jack Jack cute. There's no baby cuter than Jack Jack. Boo is second. Boo is so cute. But Jack Jack, I'm sorry, you can't top. That's the cutest baby in animation history. And the second cutest is Boo. She's cute. She's not cute. Like, she don't look cute, but she is cute. Her personality and ability is very cute. And their duo, the dad and son duo is great. Dad and daughter duo is great. Yeah, great role. You don't see him much. He has this like dad energy, dad uncle energy towards Miles. It's really great. I love it. This character is Spider-Woman, played by Issa Rae. Here's the thing about it. I have mixed feelings because one side is, dang, this is the design of this woman. I mean, just look. I mean, look at her. Look the eyebrows, the lashes, the lips. Like, just a gorgeous black woman. Like, the fact that they made Spider-Woman black and made her a gorgeous black woman. I love that. That part I love. I think in the next movie, we'll talk about a little later, she's really gonna shine. I think she was a little bit behind. I think that's what it is. I wanted her more forefront, but she was a little bit more behind, which makes sense for who she is and the role she plays. She kind of has to be a little bit over to the side behind because of who she is working next to. She's the. I don't want to give too much away. I like this character, but I wanted more from the character. There's a surprise about this character that the whole audience was like, oh. The audience in the theater was like, okay, not a bad thing. It just, no one knew. And it was like, I don't want to say because I want you to be as surprised, but I was kind of like, okay now. Okay now. The internet's about to go crazy. I don't think it's going to be bad, but it's going to be a conversation. Okay. So, the villain. So what I'm not going to do is talk about the villain because there's multiple villains. No. We jumped one. Oh, the characters from the first movie. These ones. I'm sorry. We jumped the gun. The characters from the first movie. No one's really in it except Gwen and then Spider-Man B, Peter B. Parker. And Gwen has most of the role out of the group. This one right here, she does show up a little bit, a moment, but I think in the next movie, they're going to play a big role. I'll just say it like that. They're not really saying that right now, but I think in the next movie, they are. But they're barely in this movie, if anything. Some of them aren't in it at all. They're just like shown, but they're not really in the movie. Okay, so moving on. The villain. Now, I only show this image because, yes, he is a villain, and the trailer shows it. But I want instead of telling you who the villains are because it's too much of a spoil, there is a villain at the end that will drop your mouth down to the ground, but I cannot talk about that villain. All I'm going to do is name the type of villains they are, and then I'm going to move on. So there's a list of 15 villains. I added one more, but the one I added, if I said it and you know what it is, it'll give it away, and that's why I didn't say it here. But there are 3 type of villains. The first one you're going to meet is the authority figure, okay? I need to do a video breaking this down because I saw it and I've been seeing this list everywhere. The authority figure is one of the first villains. Actually, technically, there's 2 type of authority figures. One I'll give away is the mom and dad, so Miles Morales' parents. But they're not villains, but they serve as the authority figure villain. But there's a bigger one that you see. Then this one, since we're here, is the personification of evil. So there's characters that they're evil, they're bad, yes, but what they serve as the idea of what evil is. That's this guy, right? The bigger problem. He's probably the biggest problem. Okay. And then the equal. And I'm going to stop right there at the equal because it was another one I wanted to use that I can't use because if you know what that word really, really means, it'll give it away. But the equal is going to drop your jaw down to the ground. All right. So we're going to just move on before I slip up. Okay. Okay. So, where are we at? Where are we at? The message. Now, I have mixed feelings about the message. This is the message. The message is choose your own destiny. You have the power to choose your own destiny. I've mixed feelings. Because although I agree that you choose your path, right? Manifestation is a real thing. Putting a positive image on your life and looking into the future to decide what you want your future to be based upon the actions that you do today is real. That part's true. However, this makes me think about the time travel conversation. I need to do a whole video about this. I don't like the idea that you can change fate. Now, that's where I have an issue with. If you are meant to live in this particular neighborhood, you don't know this, but the future knows it, or you're meant to do this job, you cannot think that you're going to be able to change that fate. All you can do is be thankful and be positive in the circumstance that you're in and in the circumstance you're going to be in. So when we see these time travel movies, are like, okay, you're going to go into the past and you can change the future. You can change the past. You can't change first of all, you can't change the past. It happened. All right. And then you can't go into the future and change what is already planned to be. All you're going to do is wind up making it happen anyway on both spectrums. Not saying this is a time travel movie, but when we talk about destiny, I think of time travel, and I don't like the idea that you think you can change things that are meant to be. What you can do is have a certain mindset in the circumstance that you're in. But that's a whole nother thing. But that's the core. You can change your destiny based upon the things that you do. Okay? Now, the cinematography, y'all. Oh, gosh. It's... So this scene right here, when I saw the trailer, I actually was like, whatever. Okay, they're upside down. In the movie, this is a much longer scene than I thought. I thought it was going to be a little bit moment. It's a whole situation. This part is so gorgeous. This is equal to the shot in the first one, I wish I had a picture right here. In the shot to the first one when he jumps off the building, when he does his first leap of faith and is upside down, it's equal to that, but you get it for a longer time. It's so stunning, this moment. Oh, gosh. Anyway, there's other beautiful moments, but this took the cake for the cinematography because all the lighting, the different colors, all that stuff. It was absolutely phenomenal. Let's talk about the animation. It's not just animation. Okay. To me, this movie celebrates animation. It celebrates it. I don't feel the only other thing that felt like it celebrated animation was Fantasia 2000. When Disney did Fantasia 2000, it celebrated, well, it didn't just celebrate animation, but it celebrated animation and art and music and beauty. It celebrated it. It wasn't about the story. It was about the beauty. This movie feels like that. Although it has a wonderful story, the celebration of the beauty is really nice. Really enjoyed the review. I may go see the film. Go see it. Go see it. Not may. You must. Go see that movie. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Anyway, the only movie that celebrated it was Fantasia 2000. And this feels like that in a sense of all these different art styles, all these different animation styles, all these different characters fitting in their work. It's so great. And I feel like the first movie did it okay, but this one really just takes the cake. It really takes the cake. Now, world design. So I spoke about Gwen's world. Don't get me wrong, it's a cool design, but it's too much. Like it's watercolor. It's like a watercolor world kind of ish, and it's just it's not appealing. It's not appealing to me. And that moment in the movie, it just kind of slowed down the movie. Granted, it's right at the beginning. It's probably only it's not that long, but it just felt like it slowed down the movie, and I was just kind of over that world. So anytime they went to the world, I was like, ugh. But they didn't go much. I think maybe twice. But I just was like over it. She's a cool character. Her design is awesome, but I just was over that world. Another world. What I love that they did is New York. New York looks so cool. New York is already a cool city. It's a metropolis. But to see this animated world, it's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. But the best world was the India, New York. It was still New York. Like you could tell it was New York, but it was India. Now you see these colors? It's so, I want to punch somebody. That's how good it is. The colors are so good here. It is a little overwhelming, but you're just like, go ahead, just let my eyes bleed. Like that's how nice it is. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the India, New York. Oh man, it's one of the best. The one I didn't put on here that I also really, really enjoyed was the futuristic New York. The New York in the future, which was not in the future, but the futuristic look. And that was the one where the headquarters is at. The Spider-Man headquarters. But I didn't get any pictures. I didn't feel like putting it up. But it was phenomenal. Okay, costume design. Here's the punk rock. I mean, is there awards for animated costume designs? Because here's the thing. Just phenomenal. Just absolutely phenomenal. I need some coffee, y'all. The colors. Miles has one of the cool, that black and red. I mean, come on. You just can't get really any better than that. But everyone's designs are so good. It's phenomenal. You know what? I didn't even put it up here, but I just thought about the mom. The mom had this very beautiful Spanish style shirt that has a slit cut V down the back. Even though it's subtle, it's really not about her. That is really nice, simple design for clothing for a regular degular, because she's not Spider-Man, you know? So I love that. I absolutely love that. So, is there an end credit scene? Answer is no. There's no end credit. But there's basically a to be continued sign. And that made me want to stab somebody, because I don't think, it's right in the title. Let me go right to the top. It says it right here. It literally says Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. But was anybody going to tell me? It's literally a part 1, y'all. And you know what? It sure did feel like this is accumulating to a lot. If we got more time, boom, and it ends. And you're like, you going to end me like that? That's what made me mad. So, yes. Next question. Is there a third? Yes. It's a bittersweet because, gosh, it ended so powerfully in such a good way. Like, cliffhanger is not the word. Cliffhanger is not the word. Woo! That last scene. I'm not going to spoil it. But there's a last world. And the colors of that world, gosh, it really might be one of the best color palettes. It's so airy. I gotta stop. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And your jaw will drop down to the ground. Your jaw's gonna drop down to the ground. Oh, I can't wait for everybody to see it so I can start talking about it. The conclusion. It's a good movie. I'm going to see it again. I feel like I need to go see it again in the movie theater. It was really good. Next week, I could see next week. Because next week, I'm going to see Flash. Let me get my calendar real quick so I can tell you guys what's coming out. So, yeah. Oh, no, that's wrong. No, next week is Transformers. Not really into Transformers, but I know everybody's going to be talking about it. So next week's Transformers, so I could go and see Spider-Man again. The following week is a busy week because Elementals comes out, The Blackening comes out, and The Flash comes out, and I got to see all 3 of those that week. Oh, man, it's going to be a crazy week. Yeah. Anyway. Go ahead and see this movie. It's very good. I heard the next one comes out next year, so it's not like we gotta wait years and years and years for the third movie like Dune. But still, like, come on. And that's probably why it took so long, because they probably was working on the second and the third at the same time, so we didn't have to wait so long. But go and check this movie out. It's gorgeous. I don't know if you'll get a free poster, but I got a free poster, which was nice. That's it. So if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, push that notification button, because we're going to keep bringing this stuff to you. Don't forget to sign up to my Patreon, because I got a lot of tutorials. You get early access tutorials. You get to ask me questions on tips and things like that a little bit more intimately than YouTube. You get to see it a week or 2 before it comes out on YouTube. So just check out my Patreon, because we're going to be having a lot of stuff coming your way. That's it. What are you doing? I know you're not about to leave. It's mad buttons down there. You ain't pushed on one of them. You better subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Innocence.